I used to believe that my husband's slowing steps were simply part of getting older. He was a proud and active man in his late 70s. Walking had always been his favorite activity. But as months passed, I noticed him becoming hesitant. He would shuffle instead of stride. He would reach for furniture to steady himself. We brushed it off as normal aging. Until one morning he slipped and fell hard on the kitchen floor. We rushed to the doctor, terrified that it might be a stroke or a hidden illness. But after several tests, the doctor gave us a surprising answer. It was not just age, it was what he was wearing. The doctor explained how clothing and footwear choices after 65 can dramatically impact balance, movement, and safety. Soft old slippers, loose pants, long robes, heavy coats, even tight belts. All of them can create hidden dangers. These silent enemies of mobility do not announce themselves loudly. Instead, they quietly erode confidence, trip up steady legs, and make the risk of falling much greater. Hearing this, I realized how little we had paid attention to such a simple but critical part of his daily life. We had focused on medication, diet, and exercise, but completely overlooked his wardrobe. It was a wake-up call. The truth is, after 65, what you wear does not just affect how you look. It affects how you move, how you balance, and whether you can continue to live independently. And sadly, many seniors only realize it after a painful fall or a close call. In this video, we are going to uncover 8 common clothing habits that may be silently stealing your strength, your balance, and even your confidence. Some of these habits are so small and so routine that you probably have not thought twice about them. But once you see how each one can quietly chip away at your ability to walk, move, and stay upright, you'll never look at your closet the same way again. Most importantly, we will also talk about simple solutions. Easy changes you can make starting today to protect your independence and stay strong on your feet for years to come. So if you or someone you love is over 65 and you want to keep moving with confidence, you will not want to miss this. Stay with me. Your legs, your balance, and your future may depend on it. The first silent saboteur is something so simple that most people never suspect it. Loose, baggy pants. At first glance, it seems harmless. Comfortable, right? Easy to put on, easy to wear. But for older adults, especially those over 65, baggy pants can quickly become a danger to balance and movement. My husband loved his soft cotton trousers. They were wide at the bottom, loose at the waist, and they gave him a feeling of freedom. But what we did not realize was that the excess fabric would often catch on furniture, snag on his shoes, or get tangled underfoot. More than once I watched him stumble slightly when the hem caught the edge of a chair or the step into the living room. Loose pants move unpredictably. They can cover the tops of shoes, hiding the toes and making it harder to see where the feet are stepping. They can also make it easier for one foot to get caught up with the other. This creates small, unexpected moments of imbalance that add up over time. The doctor explained it like this. As we age, our ability to make quick corrections to our balance weakens. A stumble that would have been easy to recover from at 40 becomes much harder at 70. That half-second delay is all it takes for a simple misstep to turn into a dangerous fall. Loose pants may seem cozy, but they quietly rob you of the precise foot control you need to stay steady. Every extra inch of fabric is one more opportunity for a trip or a slip. What is the solution? Choose pants that fit closer to the body without being tight. Look for styles with a straight leg that ends at the ankle or just below. Avoid wide flares, dragging hems, or overly long lengths. Elastic waistbands are fine, but the fabric around the legs should allow easy movement without flapping or folding. Also, be careful when sitting down or standing up. Make sure pant legs are smooth and clear, not twisted underfoot. Even a simple daily adjustment can make a huge difference. A small change in wardrobe can help protect your balance and prevent falls, and it can start today with one pair of properly fitting pants. Coming up next, we will talk about another common clothing choice that silently attacks your stability even faster. The wrong kind of footwear. You will not want to miss it. If loose pants quietly chip away at your balance, worn out or slippery shoes attack it directly. My husband had a favorite pair of loafers. They were old, soft, and molded perfectly to his feet. He wore them everywhere, from trips to the store to walks in the park. I understood the attachment. They were comfortable and familiar, but one afternoon, after a sudden slip on our hardwood floor, we learned a hard truth. Shoes lose their grip long before they look completely worn out. The soles wear smooth, losing the tiny patterns and grooves that once held traction. On carpet, it might not be noticeable, but on tile, polished wood, or even a rainy sidewalk, these shoes turn from a friend into a serious threat. Slippery shoes do not just increase the chance of falling, they also subtly change the way you walk. When you do not trust your footing, you shorten your stride, shuffle more, and walk with hesitation. This insecure movement actually weakens your muscles and throws off your natural balance, making a fall even more likely over time. The doctor was clear. Shoes are the foundation of every step. If the foundation is weak, the entire structure is at risk. No matter how careful you are, no matter how strong you think you are, bad shoes will eventually win. Choosing the right shoes is one of the simplest but most powerful things you can do for your safety and independence. Here are some quick tips. Replace shoes regularly, even if they still feel comfortable. Look at the soles. If the tread is worn smooth, it is time for a new pair. Choose shoes with non-slip soles designed for better traction. Look for shoes that fit snugly but comfortably. Too loose and your foot will slide inside. Too tight and you will lose circulation and flexibility. Prefer shoes with closed heels and a supportive structure. Slippers and backless shoes are a fall waiting to happen, and remember, avoid socks only walking on smooth floors. It is one of the most dangerous habits older adults fall into at home. Always wear supportive, non-slip footwear, even indoors if necessary. Your shoes can either protect you or betray you. Choose wisely and you take back control of every step. Next, we will uncover another surprising wardrobe habit that can silently undermine your mobility without you even realizing it. We all want to feel good about how we look, no matter our age. But sometimes, in the desire to stay stylish or youthful, my husband made choices that secretly worked against him. One example stood out. A few months after his fall, he insisted on buying a pair of trendy shoes that were popular with younger people. They looked great, but they were designed for appearance, not support. Thin soles, minimal grip, and very little ankle stability. He wore them to a family gathering. Halfway through the evening, he misjudged a small step down onto a patio. His foot twisted awkwardly, and he stumbled hard. Luckily, he caught himself on a railing and avoided serious injury, but it could have been much worse. Fashionable shoes, stylish jackets, slim-cut pants, they all have a place, but if they compromise your ability to move safely, they become a silent threat. Poorly designed shoes can leave you feeling unstable. Tight clothing can restrict your stride. Slick jackets or pants can slide against chairs or handrails when you need solid contact the most. When dressing each day, older adults must prioritize function first. The question should not only be, does this look good, but also, can I move safely and freely in this? Here is a better approach. Choose shoes built for stability, not just appearance. Look for sturdy soles, good arch support, and secure fastening like Velcro or laces. Select clothing that moves with you, not against you. Avoid stiff or overly tight materials that restrict natural movement. When buying outerwear, prefer materials that offer a bit of friction when sliding your hand along them. It helps when grabbing railings, door handles, or chairs. Always test your outfit before leaving the house. Try sitting, standing, reaching, and walking. If anything feels restrictive or slippery, rethink it. Dressing smartly is not about giving up style, it is about adapting with wisdom. Today there are many brands that combine function and fashion beautifully. My husband learned that lesson after his stumble at the party. Now he proudly sports supportive shoes that still look sharp and wears flexible, safer clothing that moves naturally with him. He's not had a major stumble since. Next, we will dive into another habit that sneaks into daily life quietly but can lead to devastating consequences over time. It surprised me how much danger can hide even inside the comfort of your own home. After his fall, my husband was more cautious when going outside. He wore proper shoes with good support, but inside our home he often walked around in slippery socks or thin house slippers without proper grip. One morning, while carrying a cup of coffee to the living room, he slipped on the hardwood floor. He fell heavily onto his side, spilling hot coffee and bruising his hip badly. Thankfully, he did not break any bones, but it scared both of us deeply. Many older adults believe they are safe once they are indoors. They slip off their outdoor shoes, put on cozy socks and think nothing of it. But smooth socks, polished wood floors and tile surfaces create a perfect storm for falls. The wrong indoor footwear can quietly sabotage your balance. Socks without rubber grips slide easily on smooth surfaces. Slippers that are too loose can trip you up. Bare feet offer no protection if you stumble against furniture or steps. A better habit to build is this. Choose indoor footwear with sturdy non-slip soles. Look for socks with built-in grips if you prefer to go without shoes. Avoid walking barefoot on slick surfaces, especially in kitchens, bathrooms, or hallways. Good indoor shoes do not have to be heavy or uncomfortable. Lightweight athletic shoes, sturdy house shoes with arch support, or slipper shoe hybrids designed for safety can all be excellent choices. After his painful fall in the kitchen, my husband now keeps a pair of supportive indoor shoes by his favorite chair. Every morning he slips them on first thing and wears them until he gets ready for bed. It took some getting used to, but now it feels natural for him, and I can see how much more stable he is walking through the house. The truth is, most serious falls happen inside the home, not outside. Taking indoor footwear seriously is one of the easiest and most powerful ways to protect mobility and independence. Next, we will explore a habit so common most seniors never even think about it, but it slowly robs balance and body awareness over time. After his fall and recovery, we became more alert to everything that could affect my husband's balance. That is when I noticed another small but dangerous habit. He loved wearing thick, heavy jeans even at home. In winter, he layered sweaters and heavy jackets that restricted his arms. When he bent down or reached for something, the clothes would tug at him, limiting his movement without him even realizing it. One afternoon, he tried to reach a book from the lower shelf while wearing a stiff, heavy sweater. He lost his balance because the thick fabric pulled at his shoulder and restricted his ability to adjust. He staggered backward and nearly fell again. Tight or heavy clothing creates hidden risks for older adults. It limits your ability to move freely. It makes it harder to catch yourself if you stumble. It reduces body awareness because you cannot feel your movements clearly. It increases fatigue because every step becomes slightly harder. When your body cannot move naturally, your balance suffers. You are slower to react, slower to steady yourself, and more vulnerable to accidents. Here is a better habit to adopt. Choose lightweight, flexible clothing that moves with you. Avoid tight waistbands, restrictive sleeves, or pants that limit your stride. Prefer breathable fabrics that allow you to stay cool and comfortable without layering too heavily. Adaptive clothing made for seniors can be a great investment. These garments prioritize easy movement, comfortable fit, and safety without sacrificing style. After that near fall with the heavy sweater, I helped my husband reorganize his closet. We replaced bulky items with lighter fleece jackets, stretchable pants, and breathable cotton shirts. Now he dresses in a way that gives him freedom of movement, and I can see the difference in how he moves around the house. When seniors wear clothes that support easy movement, it is like removing invisible chains. They move with more confidence. They adjust their balance naturally. And most importantly, they regain a sense of control over their bodies. In the next section, we will look at a mistake that seems small at first, but can dramatically increase fall risk over time: the hidden danger of letting go of supportive undergarments. After we fixed my husband's outerwear choices, something else quietly crept into our daily life without us noticing. He stopped wearing supportive undergarments, things like structured shoes, proper socks, and yes, even supportive undergarments like belts and back braces that once gave him comfort were now pushed aside. He said they were uncomfortable or unnecessary, but over time I noticed subtle changes. His posture slumped more. He stood for shorter periods. Getting up from a chair took longer. I thought it was just aging until one day he said, half joking, "I feel like my whole frame is sinking. Without supportive elements, the body's structure suffers. Core muscles weaken because there is no gentle reminder to stay upright. Small ligaments and tendons become strained from compensating for lack of support. Minor misalignments grow over time, leading to back pain, hip pain, and balance problems. Support is not just about comfort, it is about preserving your posture, alignment, and mobility for as long as possible. For older adults, underestimating the importance of support can quietly steal away stability. Compression socks can improve circulation and reduce swelling in the feet. Back braces can help maintain posture and prevent the spine from sagging. Good arch-supporting shoes and cushioned insoles protect joints and improve balance. These items are not signs of weakness, they are tools for independence. After realizing what was happening, I encouraged my husband to try wearing supportive socks again. I found lightweight back supports that did not feel restrictive. We even visited a shoe store specializing in footwear for seniors to find him sneakers with better arch support and non-slip soles. The change was not immediate, but within a few weeks he stood taller. His walking improved. He was less tired after small outings. Even his confidence seemed to return because he felt more steady and sure-footed. It is important to choose supportive items that are comfortable and fit properly. Ill-fitting braces or shoes can cause more harm than good. Always consult with a specialist if needed. Your body carries you every single day. Giving it extra support is not giving up. It is an act of respect for the incredible journey it has taken you on. Next, we will explore a dangerous clothing habit that many seniors overlook, one that causes slow but significant loss of balance, the problem of overly long garments. At first, it seemed innocent enough. My husband loved his cozy robes and loose, flowy pants. They made him feel relaxed at home, but over time I noticed him stepping on his own clothing. The hems of his pants would drag slightly. His robe would bunch up near his feet. Once he caught the edge of a loose pant leg while stepping down the porch stairs. He stumbled but caught himself. I laughed nervously then, but later I realized it was a warning. Clothes that are too long are a hidden hazard for seniors. Excess fabric around the feet can cause tripping, especially when strength and balance are already fragile. Long sleeves that hang too low can catch on door handles or furniture. Loose waistbands can slip down unexpectedly, leading to dangerous distraction or falls. After his small stumble, I quietly started paying more attention. I saw other older friends also unknowingly wearing clothing that made movement risky. A favorite oversized sweater or a too long skirt may seem harmless, but they are accidents waiting to happen. When we walk, our feet lift only slightly off the ground. For seniors, that margin becomes even smaller due to muscle weakness or joint stiffness. If clothing gets in the way, it does not take much for a foot to snag and the body to lose balance. Correcting this is surprisingly simple but often overlooked. Hem pants so they do not touch the ground, even when sitting. Choose robes or coats that end well above the ankle. Tailor sleeves or roll them neatly to prevent catching. Favor clothes with a secure fit around the waist to avoid slipping. After we adjusted his wardrobe, I saw a difference. Walking around the house became smoother. Going up and down stairs felt safer. He said he felt less tangled up in his own clothes, which was a blessing neither of us had thought about before. It is not about style or vanity. It is about practicality and protecting the body you depend on every day. Long, loose clothes might seem comfortable, but when they threaten your balance and safety, they quietly steal away your freedom of movement. Next, we will explore the final surprising habit, one that often goes unnoticed, but deeply affects how secure and stable seniors feel each day. It was not just the clothes. One evening, as we got ready for our regular walk, I noticed my husband struggling to slide his foot into an old pair of slippers. They were worn thin, loose at the sides, and barely clinging to his feet. He waved me off when I offered help, insisting they were broken in and comfortable. But as he shuffled across the floor, I saw it clearly. His feet slipped slightly inside the shoes, making each step unstable. Many seniors, out of habit or sentiment, hold on to old footwear far longer than they should. Shoes lose their grip and structure over time, becoming slippery and dangerous. Worn-out insoles no longer support the arches, leading to poor balance. Loose-fitting shoes fail to anchor the foot, increasing the risk of falls with every step. Footwear that no longer fits properly is more than just uncomfortable. It creates silent threats that build up over time, especially when combined with age-related muscle weakness and slower reflexes. The simple act of walking becomes riskier. A slight slip inside the shoe can cause a stumble. A lack of traction can turn a small misstep into a serious fall. Inadequate support can exhaust the legs and back faster, making walking feel harder than it should be. After the fall that sent us rushing to the doctor, we went home and cleaned out the shoe rack. Out went the loose slippers, the flattened sneakers, the cracked soles. In came firm, supportive shoes with good grip, secure fastenings, and a snug fit that hugged the foot without squeezing. Choosing better footwear had an immediate effect. He walked taller, steadier, and with a confidence I had not seen in months. And, most importantly, he stopped fearing those small moments of imbalance that had once haunted every step. The right shoes, fitted properly and replaced when worn out, are not a luxury, they are a necessity. They are the quiet guardians of mobility, balance, and independence. Ignoring footwear condition is like ignoring the foundation of a house. It may seem unimportant at first, but over time it becomes the very thing that determines whether you stand strong or fall. In the final part, We will reflect on what these hidden habits taught us and how a few simple changes made all the difference. Looking back, it is almost unbelievable how many small things were quietly working against my husband's ability to move freely. The heavy clothes, the sagging shoes, the tight belts, the long pants dragging on the floor. Each one seemed harmless on its own. Together they built invisible barriers that slowly drained his strength, stole his balance, and made him vulnerable to falls we thought were just part of aging. But aging is not the enemy. Neglect is. We cannot stop the clock, but we can choose not to hand it the weapons that rob us of our independence. Small changes made all the difference. Swapping heavy fabrics for lighter, supportive clothing. Choosing shoes that fit firmly and grip the ground with confidence. Paying attention to how clothing and footwear affect movement, not just style. These are not sacrifices, they are acts of love, acts of self-respect. They are reminders that no matter our age, we still deserve to walk proudly, to move freely, and to live fully. If you are noticing that walking feels harder than it used to, if you find yourself stumbling more often or feeling less steady, do not dismiss it as simply getting old. Look at your habits, look at your clothes, look at your shoes. The fixes are often much simpler than you think. It starts with awareness, it continues with small, loving changes, and it ends with you reclaiming a future where every step is strong, sure, and joyful. I share this story not to frighten you, but to empower you. You have more control over your strength, your balance, and your mobility than you may realize. Start today. Check your closet, check your shoes. Choose to honor the incredible body that has carried you this far. Because aging with dignity is not about pretending we are not changing. It is about adapting wisely, lovingly, and bravely. And every small decision you make to support your movement is a decision to keep living on your own terms. You are not powerless. You are powerful beyond measure. And the best steps are still ahead.